Hello, Dan and Deanna here for a beautiful card reading for you. Let's try this again.
No, keep going. It's okay. We're gonna do this in one take. It's all good. Tonight I was just filming like an Instagram reel, and then God was like, "No, this is a sermon," and I was like, "Okay." And so we're doing another sermon and card reading. I guess we're just on a roll. Call us butter. Um,
Let's roll
in
with that.
in my life, I'd say call us earth balance butter. You know me. So here's the Dan says you. So the topic of the sermon um, for this week is the importance of using time wisely, and also like essentially seizing the day, seizing opportunities, seizing the moment, making it count. And so
Go ahead.
the deck that I chose to accompany this sermon for the card reading is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. I'm sure most people who have decks are familiar with this one. And it's already pre shuffled. Do you want to pull the first card or do you want me to?
It's by you. You can go ahead.
So the first card is Portal. Doors are opening, you decide, rewards wild card. This makes me think of the Lionsgate portal that
Yeah.
recently happened.
hmm Just concluded. Actually, I didn't even think about this. Whoa. It concluded with a freaking solar eclipse. That was literally the last day of it, was the 12th. So we're talking about an extremely potent portal. I just put that together in my mind right now. My Instagram feed has been flooded with beautiful images of this incredible solar eclipse that came in.
Yeah, and
And
he's been like sending them to me on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, thank
well,
you.
solar eclipses they're a very very powerful thing, and they symbolize transformative energies happening on the planet. And so it's just saying that rewards wild card, like if you're willing to take it, there's enormous opportunities for your growth at this time. And these opportunities, these portals come when the universe is giving you a chance to make a quantum leap. It's saying, I hear your prayers, I hear that you're saying you're here and you want to get here, and I'm going to give you an opportunity. But like I said, wild card, you need to seize the opportunity. When you're talking about valuing opportunities and valuing your time, that's a huge part of it. You want to be ready for the opportunities when they come. So just be aware that you could receive some really powerful opportunities at this time. And so you want to stay up on your spiritual game. And that's just feeling good, taking care of yourself, being open and receptive so that you can receive whatever gift the universe has prepared for you. I just did a little research here about the solar eclipse, August 12th, literally the last day of the Lion's Gate. And so it was, a solar eclipse in Leo, which symbolizes the powerful time for ego checks, shedding old identities, and embracing fresh beginnings. So, kind of basically just a reset for your being, kind of clearing away that what doesn't serve you and making a way for something really wonderful to enter something new into your life.
Yeah, and this card really fits the energy of this sermon because um, portals are all about big energy and like seizing the moment and momentum. And that's kind of what the sermon's about as well. And so that just fits really well. The second card is big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, and inspired ideas. So this card is really cool because I've been thinking a lot lately about how we need more big picture thinking, more visionary energy, more inspired ideas. So this card is a multifaceted um, card. It has a lot of different meaning. For me, what this is bringing up is like in order to fully transition out of the dark ages on the planet, which is already naturally happening, um, we are in um, ascending Dwapara Yuga. And so naturally, everything's kind of ascending on its own. However, the world needs a lot of powerful, strong, visionary leaders with ideas, inventions, innovation, development, um, vision, people who are ready to multiply, exponentially multiply, um,
And
and build the kingdom of heaven. And so don't be afraid if you have like a big energy, like that song Big Energy by Lotto. Dan was saying that that has a specific, perhaps sexual meaning. When I hear that song, though, my personal innocent interpretation of it is just about having a big, powerful energy. You're not too much if you have lots of ideas, lots of energy, lots of leadership. You're just like bursting with creativity. That's called passion. That's called being alive. That's called having the fire of God within you. That's called having the Christ light. Remember that Jeff and Shalia were always supposed to be the spark, and then they pass the torch on to the rest of us who carry it forward. And when Dan and I did our very first Sunday sermon after Jeff and Shalia in spiritual boot camp, Jeff and Shalia sent us a bouquet of flowers and a little note that essentially said just that. I found it here. For Dan and Deanna, ministers of union, congratulations on your first sermon, a job very well done. You have taken up the torch and continued forward with it. May your light shine upon the hearts of many. With love, Jeff, Shalia, and Grace. Oh, you can't really see that. But nevertheless, it's up to us, the disciples. And for me, that's what this card is about. Is when you feel that Christ light inside of you, just act on it without hesitation. And that goes perfectly also with the sermon that we're about to give.
and the other side of this is, a lot of us sometimes get caught in the chop wood carry water, which is a very important part of life.
Essential.
We get very, but this card is pointing to the fact that you always want to keep the big picture in mind. What is the purpose behind what you're doing? You want to make sure that your life is aiming in the direction that you desire. You want to make sure every part of your life serves the big picture, because your life, God is using you for a big purpose, desires to use you for a big purpose. A lot of people, the ego's trick is to just get you distracted, so that, distracted on your phone, distracted just with anything, so that you don't achieve your purpose. But it's important every now and again to step back from life and remember, what am I here for? What is my purpose? And if you don't know, of course, that's a journey to go on. You can use Life Purpose class with Jeff and Shleya to assist you, but you want to have a big picture. You want to know, all your desires, and you can write them in your journal and get clear, the amount of wealth you desire, the house you desire, the way you want to impact the world, the type of relationship you want to have. It's safe to get clear on everything. That will help you make sure that as you're doing things, it becomes more satisfying. Like, I love my work because I know I'm in tune with the bigger picture that it's serving, you know.
Yeah, so that's actually something that I want to, that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I've been wanting to speak more and more about is that as essential as chopping wood and carrying water is, like Dan said, you need to be focused on long term vision. For me, I want to have the whole rest of my life planned out and even think about future lifetimes already. Literally, not kidding. And it's safe to be a visionary. It's safe to lift your head up from the work of the day and focus on long term thinking. what is going to create the best benefit for me and all long term. Um, and so, even like something like making a will, I had the thought pop into my head recently. Maybe you should make a will. Like I just had that thought, and then it turns out it's National Make a Will Month. So that's something like that's kind of what I mean. Thinking long term about, do you want to finish college? How are you going to do that? Do you want a family? How are you going to do that? Um, Even planning for retirement, these things that people a lot of times don't really want to talk about or worry about. It's kind of like Justin Bieber's song Ghost, where he says, young blood thinks there's always tomorrow. Um, we want to always be setting ourselves up for massive success down the road. Do you have anything else to say about that?
No, just when you are aware of your big picture, it just, like I said, it adds a lot more satisfaction to every part of your life when you know how it ties into that. And it also helps you maybe weed your garden out when you recognize this isn't getting me where I want to go. So it's hard if we're not taking the time to see the bigger picture. Then it it's hard to put the pieces of our life together to see if it's serving that, and we're just really robbing us of the chance of feeling really deep satisfaction in all that we do. Because when every part of our life is attached to the bigger picture and our purpose, life becomes so deeply meaningful and satisfying.
Yeah. And the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. What do you get from that?
Yeah, for me, it's about any big transformation. So basically, we're talking about valuing your time, and this is kind of extending from that last card. You do want to look at what's not serving you. You do
Mm-hmm.
want to be, Kevin Trudeau talks about this, Jeff Inchlet talk about this, that like you have to be willing to change. You have to be teachable in the sense that um, if once you're in that big picture space, I promise you, since you're the full and 100% creator of your reality, the only reason you're not there is there are some choices in your life not aligning to that, because nobody else is creating your reality but you. So if you don't have everything you desire, it's there's no, like, it's not about guilt, shame, anything like that. It's just about there's more to be refined here. And so the great severing is, once you take your journal out and you do that big picture thinking and you claim it and you choose it in your heart, be aware that God is going to show you both the things that are supporting that, and God's going to reveal what is not supporting that. And so it's very important to be open to releasing anything that doesn't serve you, because we're talking about valuing time. You can save so much time by being that flexible in life. When God shows you, okay, it's time to let this go, and you just learn to have that kind of relationship with God where you can trust Him, and okay, embrace this, let this go. You'll know, because moving in the direction of God, of your dreams, feels good and feels light, and you'll start to notice that which feels not supportive of that. And so uh, it's safe to, and actually, the whole idea, like anger and confidence, pointing to, whenever you embrace a big dreams, you're going to experience big upsets, big healings to move through. So don't be afraid to go those places. Deanna and I can attest that when we make big leaps in our life, we have to move through big emotions. We have to heal big upsets, big move through big fears. So this card is just inviting you that if you're going to be on the ascension journey, that Mars energy is what Deanna was talking about at the beginning. Don't be afraid to be larger than life, and that can mean.
Like the Backstreet Boys song.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to like,
Took me
yeah,
a moment. I was like, which song? Yeah.
larger than life.
Yeah, because It is just like your dreams are larger than life. It means that also the process, you're going to go through a pretty powerful process in achieving those. But
Pretty powerful process.
that's where, if you have your spiritual practice, I said this a million times, that kind of anchors you. It helps you move through those deep challenges with ease and grace. So the goal is that, the more you're anchored in your spiritual practice, anchored in your peace, these big, powerful upsets or transformative periods can actually be easy and smooth. And that is truly the goal, to support yourself to that level where you're unstoppable, because that's the truth. Is, as a divine being, you are unstoppable. So you need to know that if you are facing any really big challenges right now, moving through some really big feelings, upsets, emotions, you want to remind yourself of your divinity, of your power, of your beauty, of your perfection, and that will help kind of smooth the road as you move through that into that better place that you're heading to.
The other thing, real quick, I want to say about this card is on the bottom it says softening to love. So it says Mars energy, anger, conflict, but then softening to love.
Mhm.
So for me, what this is also saying is that when you have big, powerful, potentially conflicting, potentially angry energy coming up through you to be released and felt through and moved through, and maybe even fighting with your twin flame or a biological family member or a soul family member, a friend, a coworker. Like when there's like this conflict Mars energy coming up, it's because everyone has made a choice to soften to love and go deeper into love, actually. And so that conflict, they talk about this in the classes, obviously. Um, when that really powerful disruptive Mars conflict energy arises, let the energy play out. Don't take anything personally, because what's happening is we're all softening to love
That's what's
in
leading you.
truth.
Yes.
But in order to do that, we've had lifetimes and lifetimes on this planet where we have just been pushing through and not really, you know, not really having, well, I won't speak for everyone, but this might even be the first lifetime where we've stopped and actually healed trauma. That's a big deal. This is your first, obviously, because MAP didn't exist in prior lifetimes. And so think about that. Put that in perspective. That this is literally the first lifetime where mind alignment process exists. And so this is the first lifetime where we're all stopping and healing trauma. Also, this is the first lifetime where we're all stopping and healing twin flame separation, because Jeff and Shalia came to the planet, manifested, and taught harmonious union. This is really, really big. And so don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on other people, because the things that we're healing in this lifetime are massive, and the issues you're working on healing could have been present with you for countless lifetimes. And so really give yourself a break, give other people a break.
Yeah, it's safe when you remind yourself. And this is where the more you learn the work, it just helps you move through these periods, because you realize it's always that's what's leaving you, like Deanna said, because you're actually moving in to higher and more beautiful and wonderful spaces of love. So don't be afraid to move through big things on your journey. It means it's a sign you're on the right path. Actually, just be prepared with the right tools to move through it. With the right tools, just like with anything, if you have the right car, the right plane, the right anything that's safe and secure and knows where it's going, you can move through challenging things and arrive safely. So that's essentially what the teaching is. It's the tools you need to move through big life experiences with ease and grace.
Final card for today's card reading for this week's Sunday service is water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest.
Mhm.
For me, I'll just speak about what this is bringing for me. I I have such a hard time with this, especially if I feel they say, and you might feel this, they say that light workers are like indigo and crystal children, or people who are specifically came to the planet to anchor in the golden age and heaven on earth. They constantly feel like time is running out and like they're never going to get everything done, and that they really need to get to their mission now. And that's good. That's called answering the call of God. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. But don't let your personal care get out of whack. This happens to me sometimes when I feel like I'm not doing enough to share my gifts, when I feel like I'm not doing enough to shine my light, when I feel like consciousness needs me or someone needs me, I will very often take from myself and burn my midnight oil. And sometimes God does actually call for that, for sure. There are times you do need to burn the midnight oil, and it actually feels better because you propel yourself faster out of a not good situation into a better one, and then you can actually rest better at the higher vibration that you plummeted out of with the midnight oil. But this being the fourth card in the reading is basically like there's a balance to everything in life. um,
Well, and actually, it's speaking to something much deeper too. It's the fact that the actual thing that changes the world is your vibration. So I learned this lesson in a big way out of a Vipassana retreat. This was when this whole take down Wall Street thing was going down, and I just thought I had to save the world, and I was very stressed out and obsessive and not very peaceful. And so, of course, God called me into this 10-day silent retreat. And I fought it with all that I was because I was like, this is so meaningless and I could be out saving the world. And here I am just sitting. But it was at that time that I experienced the deepest peace, the deepest breakthrough I've ever, I mean, one of my biggest breakthroughs in my entire life because I discovered true peace within myself. Like Jesus says, the peace that transcends all things. It was just so incredible. It was like heaven on earth, this peace. And I realized, oh, like, and this is something actually Jeff and Slade talk about too. What you share at all times is your vibration. So if you think that, oh my gosh, I'm out there like saving the world, but you feel bad, actually what's happening in spiritual truth is even if you think you're helping all these people, if you feel bad while you do it, what you're actually sharing is a bad feeling. It's actually the primary thing is to feel good, because the primary thing that you share with all beings is your internal world, and that's what they actually receive from you. So it actually, once I grounded that principle, I learned to put loving myself first, because I realized that it elevated the quality of everything I gave. Well, if one thing, it made my life a lot more fun to live because I was happy, truly happy in living it. And then it also had the other effect of, you know, when you imbue your life's work with your true joy and your true happiness and your true peace and well being, that is a gift truly given, because it's the energy behind a gift that is truly received. So if you're, as Deanna said, those people who are really actually focused on loving and serving, very good thing, but be aware that your best loving and serving comes from your cup being filled and you giving from a very uh, a high place of love,
Giving from the overflow.
giving from the overflow.
And the last thing I want to say about that is it's more important to the watering your garden card. It doesn't just mean showering and water, like hydration and exercise and food and rest and having downtime and hobbies that you love and everything that contributes to balance. It's also about watering your garden, meaning focus on your harmonious union first and then give to everyone and everything else from a place of being really grounded in your HTFU. Because Jeff and Shleia talk about this in classes, your twin flame is like basically the most essential part of your support system in life. So, my advice as a spiritual teacher and a twin flame teacher is to ground your harmonious union first and then give to your purpose and other relationships from that place. Reading from Google right now, it just made me think of this quote. It's from key Old Testament passages. Deuteronomy, I don't know if I pronounced that right, 24:5, states that when a man takes a new wife, he is exempt from going to military war or public business for 1 year so he can stay home and bring happiness to his new wife. And so just remember, we're here to fall in love for the last time. We're here to be happy. So focus on, intimacy, falling in love, and really being happy. And then give to your life purpose and clients and other relationships from that place first, because then all of your other relationships are going to feel your joy exuding from you, and it'll just make all of your relationships so much better because you're so freaking happy.
And just to clarify, this is 100% true. But if you haven't experienced Jeff and Shleia's work, uh, it's actually very much related to the card we just pulled. Loving yourself and finding that harmony within yourself is that path to attracting that relationship. So I couldn't agree more that like this relationship has just propelled me to the happiest life. But it really, those tools are what allowed me to attract and be able to have this beautiful relationship. So definitely check out those resources, Twin Flame Ascension School and the work of Jeff and Shleia. It'll give you those tools to ground that harmony in your life. Because really, your twin flame is a reflection of you. So you want to have harmony within you, and then you will have harmony everywhere, including your beautiful romance.
The last thing I want to share, and I won't share names because I don't want to do that, but Dan had a dream a couple of years ago of two celebrities. I won't say their names, twin flames. He basically had a dream that they discovered they were twin flames and they just literally ran away together. They just like ran away together. And
I don't remember the dream.
do that. Run away together with your twin flame. Teach the world that it's safe to be happy and say F you to everything else.
Yes, but I will. We have caveats to. You do need to have the work in order to find true happiness with your twin flame. So I will say, run in full speed towards the love of your life. Have the right tools so that you can have the right reflection of harmony and peace.
Run away
from that
together.
relationship. There you go.
Run away together.
you got both sides of the story there. So
thanks for watching our card reading, and we'll see you in the Sunday sermon.
bye-bye.
Bye.